compensation?
The more I'm looking at it, the more I'm liking Wesley's practical chances here, right? It was misplayed, but look at what it's taken Nodirbek to recover from grabbing that pawn and going back, right? I mean, again, I know the eval bar says white's okay, but the more I look at it, this is what do you do with that knight on a4? If you bring it back, you lose the knight. I mean, this is getting scary. There's a reason Nodirbek just crossed the minute line.
Yeah, it's deja vu. Remember, in the previous game against Iturrizaga, Wesley was also a pawn down, but he also had the bishop pair there and dynamic chances, and he worked that one pretty well. Simon, do you think the pawn's going to decide, or would you take black here?
I mean, they're moving so slow, aren't they? I mean, I think it's going to come down, as Tanya says, that extra piece there, which is the clock, and we see c4. I mean, I feel that white should be doing very well here, but it's such a tricky position. There's tactics. What about c5 now? That's clearly the critical move. If c5 doesn't work here, then what does Wesley do? You know, Wesley's just in trouble because white will play c5. Black has to try something like this.
I think c5 has to be played, and Nodirbek's idea was knight to b5, right? Now you protect, exactly. In fact, it's on the board, yep. They protect the knights by getting in each other's way.
And will we see a bunch of trades here? We could see, for example, these bishops disappear. Okay, first we see another capture, and this pawn is loose, so Wesley can grab his pawn back. He has grabbed his pawn back. Still, this white knight is sidelined. Yes, the black king is slightly vulnerable to some checks now, but maybe it's not enough. We see the evaluation bar bang in the middle. It's going to be a time scramble.
And Nodirbek there shaking his head. I think he's got too many threats going on. The d pawn is hanging, your knight is at the side of the board, and it can get very tricky for him. He's at the 30-second mark. Is Nodirbek feeling the pressure in this position?
Yes.
He's got to be. And his nerves in some... We didn't talk about this as much because Magnus Carlsen's dominance on the board was the focus, but I feel like Nodirbek's nerves got to him a little bit yesterday off the board in his games versus Magnus, and I wonder if he'll keep his cool here in these critical scrambles versus Wesley.
20 seconds. I mean, you know, it's getting very, very short on time now. I mean, if he takes the bishop, black just develops... I guess quite easily with the knight, and he can block a check on the 7th rank, and there's no advantage there at all. But how many seconds? He's 3 seconds.
Make a move!
Wow.
Oh, he played it with just 3 seconds on the clock.
What's going on?
He's just trying to play against black's development. He doesn't want to trade on black's turn, allowing that knight to jump into play. So that's a good idea there by Nodirbek, but he just burnt too much of his clock.
Yeah, and 5 seconds.
3 seconds.
Now. He's going to be stuck here for a long time.
Remember, he lost on time versus Magnus in game 2 yesterday. Yes, it had gotten away from him, but he actually lost on time. So Nodirbek needs to stay up on the clock.
Okay, trades, and it's level material yet again after all of that drama, but black's pieces are coming out. Here we go. Whose pieces are better placed? Whose pawn structure is better? White has some real loose pawns on the queen side that could come back to haunt him later. But first activating the knight. This one feels like it's delicately poised. I don't know which way it's going to go. Still, anything could happen here.
Big tension.
Nodirbek is, he's played a lot of online chess, so has Wesley. This is the scramble. Scramble we've been waiting for.
I think he's going to play most part of this game now with just 1 second on the clock.
Yep.
And that just means that the chances to make a big mistake are super high for Nodirbek.
Agreed.
I do slightly prefer his position. I mean, even though I know the bar says it's equal, just having this little bit more extra space, his knight's quite nice, and the white king has a very natural way into the game. You know, it can float in. This is a nice manoeuvre, though, by Wesley. Wesley's found a great square for his knight. You can put that in front of the white rook on c5. Maybe there's a better square as well. OK.
Even better.
Wesley's going in.
Wesley's in.
He's in it to win it.
In like Flynn.
What's the idea? Rook c6.
Counter-attack.
Wait, knight c4, knight d6. There's a mating net.
Yeah, he wants to go for mate.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, Danny, that's huge. Maybe the path now is narrow for black. You have to attack this white rook with the black knight. Otherwise, white comes in with his knight and mates, as you say.
I don't think Wesley saw it. Look at clocks are now going to be even.
10 seconds. Oh, OK.
That's a move that says he saw it and he backs up in panic.
He's a pawn up now, but his pieces are very passive, and the black king is in some danger here, right? It's kind of trapped in the cage. The white knight can try to move around now.
Yeah,
it is a pawn. Okay. It is a pawn.
He can start attacking the black rook. He does it, but it's a mistake.
Ooh, suddenly he's dropping more pawns.
because h4 and a4. Now at this point, you might lose too many pawns, even if you do win the knight.
Wow.
Take the second one, Wesley. You can take one with check. There we go.
That's a lot of pawns.
Oh, no. Rook e4.
Oh,
it's falling apart for Nodirbek.
Nodirbek, he reacts. He missed it.
How did he pre-move? Why did he
pre-moved rook h8? He thought black's rook was going back to d4 to defend the black knight.
Oh, my God. That's just, honestly, that's a mistake of youth. You got to call it what it is. You just can't pre-move in these scenarios.
Yeah.
Now it's a hopeless position, just about to be 3 pawns down.
Yeah, it's over. This is an easy rook endgame.
And it's a win with the black pieces as well, which is
That's huge.
which is massive, massive. Yeah.
Magnus Carlsen won with the black pieces against both Fabi and Nodirbek. If Wesley starts with a win with black, these are hard situations to overcome.
Wow, and that's 3 extra pawns for Wesley, so he's also up on the clock, and Nodirbek there, he knows that this is all over. But it's a good idea for him to continue, not just to fight it out, but also to just calm down the nerves before that must-win game.
Again, the nerves got to him. That was why, but just,
It's time.
We know.
It's time.
You got to get your laptop out of the way if you're going to do that.
Sorry, Danny.
Come
I'm
on.
learning. I'm
speaking
learning.
for the producers here, man.
And are we doing
Come
the
on.
drinking game? And
Come
with
on,
water,
Nodirbek.
of
Come on,
course.
with water, of course. Come on.
No, but
Just
back,
resign, and
It's
it
time.
happens.
back to the
There
point.
we go.
Nodirbek does just resign, and with that win, Wesley so takes the lead in the match. What a fight this was, and now Nodirbek in a must-win final game of the Rapid. Disappointed there. It started with a bang, but it turned around for him, and Wesley keeping it solid and striking when the opportunity comes to him. He got the job done, Dave.